Right then, another project. So that's the third project in about 2 weeks. So Scott's gone a bit mental. We've got rid of 3 and we've got another 3. So a bit annoying. But anyway, this is something we've had on the cards for a while. Obviously, everybody who watches the channel has seen that we tune loads of Amaroks and we're getting 400 plus horsepower from them. But we get asked for some weird, quirky bits, engine-wise especially. So we decided to get his own and then we can have a little play. So first things first, you can see we've got some little bits laid out. We're going to put some black mirror covers on to replace chrome ones because they look crap. Got these grills, this is all genuine stuff as well. We've got these grills to replace the chrome ones here. We could probably just wrap them if we wanted to, but they're not expensive. So we'll just do that. And then we've got the grill, which I've just pulled it out of the box and realised that Scott's messed up a little bit and he's not ordered the little strips that go in here. So I think this grill, we can buy an insert that's got some little gloss black in there. If not, you might have to get a chrome one and wrap it, but we'll see. Don't know about that. That is what it is. So we've just been talking about it. Danny's sort of saying, are we jacking it? Are we lowering it? Are we doing this? Are we doing that? Are we doing the other? I think we'll see how things go with this. The original aim was to buy one to play with the engine, but then we've also bought a big Turatello, or however you pronounce it. I'm butchering the Italian language. Got a massive trailer for the race cars and a few tools, and it's a 3.5 ton gross weight trailer. And it weighs about 1,500 kilos, so we can get like 2 tons worth of stuff in the back and still be legal. But the problem you've got is with the Amaroks, they can only tow 3,260 trailer weight, if I remember correctly. So in theory, we can't tow that trailer at full capacity. We put a little piece of tape on the plate and just write 3,260 and we're legal. But if we're overweight, we're overweight. So what we've decided to do, we got in touch with Will at Wabtec Developments, and he does a sort of upplating service, which we can do all the fitting and the paperwork here. And then he just has to send it off to who he sends it off to. And then basically, you upplate the Amarok to 3.5 ton gross weight for the truck versus 3,200. So you get an extra 300 kilos capacity there. And then, or thereabouts, we'll put exact figures up. And then an extra 300 kilos on the towing capacity. But what you've got with these, you've got a 6 ton train weight, which is getting a bit confusing. We'll try and put some, I don't know, Danny will come up with some idiot's guide to how it all works out. But basically, if you had a 3.5 ton trailer on, you can't really put anything. You can't have more than a couple of people and a little bit of stuff in the back of these, which is no good. We're wanting to be able to put a load of stuff in it and tow a 3.5 ton trailer. So to achieve that, it's airbags on the rear, so whether a self-leveling kit or just ones that you blow up like we've got on our trucks. And the main reason this can't tow 3.5 tons is the handbrakes are just absolutely crap. Like the Ford Rangers and stuff like that, they've got a good handbrake on them, so they can tow 3.5 ton, which is the only thing that lets these down, in my opinion. So we're going to sort the handbrake situation out, whether that's putting it on an electric one where you press a button and it pulls it, or whether we have to do some playing about to make it work better. But that's all going to be took care of, and then it'll be a service that we can offer. It's probably a couple of grand, maybe a little bit more, depending on what you choose to do that. But then I think this makes these a viable work truck if you're doing a lot of towing. So the spec of this is pretty decent, really. It's the 224 horsepower, and we've had it a couple of days and it's already 303 horsepower, whatever. They all map up to the same. So don't mind if you get a 204, 224 or a 258, they'll all do the same with your remap. This has got the all-terrain tyres on. I know you can get them with the road tyres or the all-terrain. This one, we're probably going to take them off as well because I'm not a big fan of them. This one has got, I don't know if you can see it from here, but if you look, there's a button there next to the gears. It's got the rear diff lock. So maybe this will see a few green lanes in its time. I'm not too sure. Depends how much we want to get it scruffy before we're working on it again. But it's got decent spec, leather. Scott wants to change all the headline into black, but if you order all that from VW, it's about 1,200 quid plus VAT. It's like 1,500 quid by the time you've done it, plus fitting it. So it's a lot of work. So we're going to come up with an idea, maybe buy a few bits that are not easy to paint, and then we'll just call it in ourselves. But we'll see. And yeah, spec-wise, not too sure what we're going to do with it yet, because Danny says jack it up, but that'll not make it as good for towing. Then says, well, lower it, but then that'll not make it as good for towing either. So we'll decide what we end up using it for, and then we'll see. But we'll definitely get like some nice sign writing on. We've obviously got the truckman back on, which we weren't really looking for a truckman, but this one's got it, and they're pretty good because these have got central locking built into the truckman back and a little light as well, which it's like a candle in the wind at the minute, but it's we should be able to get the idea. We're going to have like a pallet full of racing spares, and we can just shove it in here, and then if we're taking a different car, we can shove a different pallet in, and then the trailer is going to just stay the same. It's going to have everything that's not linked to a car in the back, so that should work pretty good. And then if we're taking 2 or 3 cars, we've got to take the Luton van and tow something with that and mess about with other spares and stuff. But the main thing that we had trouble with last year was just taking the one car and having to take 2 vehicles, even when we're only taking, like they're only Scott and Paul going down with the car. We still had to take the van and the trailer, so, and another vehicle as well to drive about in, where we can just unhitch the trailer, either leave the spares in or take them out, and 4 or 5 of us can still go from the hotel, if we're staying in a hotel or whatever, and drive about. So that's the plan with this. Whether it works out like that, I'm not too sure. But literally, as this came, all we need to do is bolt the airbags on the back, do the test, and this would be good to go for us. So it's got the tow bar on it already, it's got reverse camera and all that stuff. So it should work. And the other thing I forgot, we're going to wrap the rear bumper as well. Danny would give me a bollocking then if I'd have not said that. The rear bumpers are a bit expensive to get in black, so it's just easier to wrap it. I said to Scott, if he wanted to do the headline and then wrap this and do that, we should have just spent another few grand and got a black edition, because this is on like a 67 plate, so it's just out of warranty. But yeah, we've got loads of ideas engine-wise what we're going to do. There's no point talking about them yet, because I want to start doing them before we talk about them, because I don't really want to set anybody's hopes up. But we're hoping for more than 400 horsepower, and if we can, better spool, so when we're towing, it's not going to be, I'll say difficult, because they do tow pretty well even at 400 horsepower, but you probably want that a little bit more at low end. So we'll see how we get on, and we'll go from there. So, don't know how much of that footage is any good. Hopefully none of it, because you'll just see me fumbling about doing the part of the job I hate the most, taking bits of trim off. So we've got the gloss black grills on. There's a little bit of damage on bumper here, which it's existing. It looks like somebody's plastic welded it, which meant this didn't fit very good. So I had a bit of chew on with that. Went on to the other one, that clipped straight in. So I think we're going to probably end up, when the bumper comes off, we'll just repair that a bit better and see. But we'll do that when it comes to intercooler. The grill, not really happy with the one that we've got to replace it. We expected to be able to get some gloss black inserts for it, but you can't get them. So we're just going to wrap this one. Ryan's going to do it now. It's not a big deal. It don't fit in with what we wanted to do, but it is what it is. So we'll let him do that, and then we'll get it all cleaned up. So that's that job. And then the mirrors, instead of the chrome, we've got the gloss black on there, which looks good. Not too big of a deal to do it. Little Torx bit, snap one of them off, but there's plenty holding it on anyway. I couldn't find another one, but it is what it is. So Gavin and Ryan wrapped the rear bumper as well, which looks really good. Happy with that, looks a lot better than the chrome. So we'll see how that goes. And then the other job that I've not done yet, which I think I might do, I think I might take them chrome sidebars off because I'm not really a big fan of them either. You can get them in black for the right sort of money if we wanted to put some back on, but this build's not really a case of bolting loads of stuff, and it's function rather than fashion. So the grill's sorted, the sidebars are off. I think it looks a bit cleaner. Not 100% sure whether we're not going to put anything down there, but I didn't like them sidebars for definite. So hopefully the video's been interesting. Thank you to Ryan and Gavin at Graphic Innovation Group for sorting it all out, doing it all at short notice, especially the grill. I just said, can you do it? And he says, yeah, I'll do it now. So that was good. So yeah, thank you. And let's see what we do with this next.